Hi, this is Jessie Burgart, and you are watching or listening to my Joyful Artists Musings. That's the name of it. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to read this straight off my newsletter to you. This one is titled, How Can You Share the Voice of Your Inner Artist Without Getting an MFA Degree? Of course, that's a bit extreme, but here we go. I was recently jarred by a question on social media. The question is, what are you doing this week that's not tied down to a goal? Admittedly, I like goals, and I struggled to find anything at all in any way that was not associated with my goals. And that's kind of sad. So this week is an ode to freedom of time and freedom of being with no strings attached. And here are the three main topics. Joy, my non-goal goals for this week. Lesson, my coach did it again, saved me from a big mistake. Art, how to share your inner artist's voice. And then I have a suggestion for a breathing app I really like. It's Prana. The little app is purple. It's free. It's really good. I'm sure there's a lot of great ones out there, but I just want to share this one with you if you don't have one. Joy, my non-goal goals for this week. Freedom of time. Do you have free time? Here's my definition for that. Time that is completely untethered. No errands, no goals, no laundry or dishes, no meetings, just free sacred time. I was recently taken aback when I realized that after looking at my calendar, I am starving myself of the free time that I need. I need it as an artist, introvert, nature lover, and spiritual junkie. Now, I do need to state that I give myself about 2 hours in the morning to read, pray, write, brainstorm, visualize, but nearly all of those are regarding my ambitions. But total free time, I do need more of that. Who doesn't though, right? So this week, I make a pledge to myself to shift my calendar, tip it over toward the less ambitious schedule. What does your calendar look like? Feel free to share tips and advice in the comments. I'll take notes. As you know, I'm an overachiever. All right, here's some advice from some authors, CXOs, and artists. This one's from Alex Mathers, a quote. Go for a journal walk. Bring your notebook and make your walk explicitly to take notes. Be like an explorer in an undiscovered jungle, taking notes as you walk. And here's one from Shakti Gawain. What I'm actually saying is that we need to be willing to let intuition guide us, and then be willing to follow that guidance directly and fearlessly. And here's one from Eckhart Tolle, one of my faves. Most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now. Lesson, my coach did it again, saved me from a big mistake. Freedom of being. It's not uncommon to get bogged down in the logistics, administration, timelines, etc. of freelancing or other business models. I was talking with my coach the other day and was listing my string of to-dos, how I will design the next thing, looking at the plan, but then I mentioned a fear I was experiencing. Imposter syndrome. Sigh. Ugh. She brought me back to the beautiful fact that we can dig into that by considering the root cause. And she's 100% correct. And it's embarrassing that I need to be reminded again. Thankfully, she's a great coach. She got right to the inner turmoil I was having. When leadership went wrong, oppression stemming from bad mind programming, fixation on a bad narrative, my mind reminding me of my failures. To get over this, I recalled a childhood scenario, a narrative I played in my head. This incident was only about 8 seconds long, but it struck me, and it stayed with me my whole life. So I reframed the scenario. I did not lie to myself about it. Rather, I opened my eyes to a fuller picture, a much broader scope. And boy, did that get my attention fast. The small scope to which I've been paying attention kept me locked in that memory, and I'm happy to say I was able to understand it from a better perspective. My eyes were opened. Not only that, but also this is a technique I can use as memories, the problematic ones, are recalled. My young brain was surviving, so young me set up protective boundaries. That part is a wonderful way of our brains to help us out. But there came a time when I needed to stop overly protecting myself. Here's the advice Coach gave me. 1, write a letter to your younger self as if you were that figure you needed at the time. 2, reframe that problematic word. 3, journal your memories. I can tell my mind, listen, you've truly done a marvelous job helping me out. teaching me independence, showing me how to use discernment. But now we're going to let that overly protective part go. It's not accurate any longer. I appreciate you, but no thank you, dear mind. And you can do that too. Is there any part of you that feels stuck, like you've hit a wall? Try to get to the root and then kindly reframe the memory through a broader scope. And just be nice to you. Here's a quote from Rumi. As you start to walk on the way appears. Ooh, so good. All right, section 3, art. How to share your inner artist's voice. Here is a shotgun version of freedom of expression through art without the debt of a Master's of Fine Arts degree. All right, that's a little bit extreme, of course. This is not a master's degree right here, but it is a very practical ways to express yourself as an artist. Okay, so number 1, what artwork really, really interests you and you want to do? Not what you think you should do, not what other people are doing, not what you think others think you should be doing, and go for that with blinders on, the thing that really, really interests you. You don't even have to know why it interests you yet, just simply explore that it does. Number 2, creative expression is fun to share, so pick a platform you like and start to post regularly. If you prefer digital, that's fantastic. Use photos, videos, highlight reels, blogs, and online communities. Analog, beautiful. Talk with gallery owners, join an art association, volunteer at an art museum, and start that physical networking. Number 3, dig into your legacy art. So let's talk about that. Last week I posted a game to help you learn how to express your legacy in art and in one sentence. So there'll be a link here for that. B, look into that inner drive from childhood, something that really, really gets you going. And then I have another resource, a mini ebook, and just that first chapter really finds that childhood drive. Number 4, read from artists or about artists who inspire you. You can try The Enigma of Health. That's a fabulous one, by Hans George Gadamer. It's a humanities, science, health thing. Really cool. Dear Theo by Irving Stone. That one was a little hard for me to get into, but I do appreciate the book, and I'm glad I have it, and I'm glad I've read most of it. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I'm also not fully through that one, but it's phenomenal so far, and it is awesome. So those are some suggestions. And if you have suggestions, please add them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. I'm kind of addicted to books. Could be worse. Number 5, try a variety of art courses. So try a bunch of different stuff. Explore 3D art, join a live model class or be the model, connect through a fabrics texture course, maybe dance, music, writing. Maybe those are your things, but try stuff. I do love academia, but you can learn a lot without going to college or university. And those choices I just gave you were a few, I think, very good options. So, recently I got back into free online university courses. See, I don't hate traditional schooling. Hillsdale College offers some great courses. Through them, I've learned about Civil War, C.S. Lewis, Winston Churchill, Dante's Divine Comedy. Brilliant. The next one I'm going to do is the Book of Exodus. I'm really excited about that. There's a link to it here, but you can just search for it online and find it pretty easily, I'm sure. You just start, you just register, create a login, and then you can take any of their courses that you want autonomously and at your pace. And then they grade it, you take quizzes. It's pretty fun. Friends, it's always a pleasure. Have a beautiful weekend. I look forward to any feedback from the newsletter. P.S. My fellow art lover, I am probably going to start expanding the newsletter. So I've been doing weekly newsletters, and I want to make it more like 3 to 4 times a week. So Fridays being like the main, big, longer newsletter format, and others just touching base throughout the week with various ideas and art and philosophy and other things. So I hope that that's okay. Feel free to unsubscribe if that is too many emails. I get it. And not everyone is going to have a video. But thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you so much for your support. I can't tell you how much energy it brings me that you enjoy it, and I really do thank you so much for being here with me. So have a wonderful weekend and a great Easter if you celebrate. God bless.